So Arger asked over on YouTube, what are your thoughts on the Stone of the Tortoise? There's so much enjoyable content in this game that it's easy to outlevel the zones and areas. So would you recommend using it versus when would you recommend to use it versus just doing the quests and areas when they go gray? Um, so my take on this is probably going to be different than what a lot of people would tell you. I've played this game since it started. I have 2 accounts. I have a lot of characters. I've done the content when it was hard back in the day. I have no desire to play the game on hard mode ever again. I don't mess with landscape difficulty. I don't give a shit about instances, dungeons. I'll do them for quests, like if I have to, but like I love the fact that they gave you the stone buff to be able to go do the book quest on your own so that you don't have to, try to find other people. I have done it multiple times over the years with friends. I have great fun doing it with friends, but sometimes I just want to play the game and immerse myself in Middle Earth. Think of it like creative mode for Minecraft or Enshrouded or No Man's Sky, right? And when you're playing creative mode, you don't want to have to deal with combat. You don't want to have to deal with, stuff that takes you away from the cozy, chill factor of the game. So for some people, the idea of doing quests when they're gray, who cares, right? It's quest line. You're doing it for story. So I don't care if I'm level 60 running pies around the Shire because I'm having fun. And so for me, I focus on the story of the game. So that's my take on it. However, there are some people who lament the fact that MMOs like this have gone easy mode and they want the hardcore challenge of yesteryear and they want the forced group content. It's the 50 there's 50 or 100 people who really want that hardcore experience, right? And so you can have that by using, if that's the reasoning behind it. There might be other reasons. I'm giving an exaggerated example for the sake of entertainment. Um, Using the Stone of the Tortoise is mostly if you want to level lock yourself so that you can feel the challenge of the game without the quests going gray. So it's in my opinion. So, however, landscape difficulty has also changed that variable somewhat because you can now go into the landscape difficulty and change how hard the game is, like the landscape zones. So, not the instances. The instances are still going to see. So if you've outleveled an instance, it is what it is. But you know, um, so I would say, from my perspective, if your focus is story and the immersion in Middle Earth and just having great fun and listening to the amazing soundtrack and visiting these amazing locations, even though, yes, the game is dated a little bit, they still do a great job with the engine that they have. If you've ever checked out some of the newer zones, if you haven't, watch some videos. Like, I still think like the premium housing districts for Rohan are some of the best things I've seen in this game. Like they are amazing. Like the Viking themed houses in the forests and everything else. And the Ken Hall, the big kinship islands that you can get off the coast of Gondor, like the views are absolutely breathtaking. Like there are some really amazing vistas in this game. But to speak more towards questing, a good example of this is like you have the option to go to, especially because we level so fast now, you're going to have, by the time you're level 20, you're going to have like 4 or 5 different places you could choose to go to do quests. You could also choose to not do quests at all and just go run skirmishes and instances and dungeons with your friend. What is it? Shift I? I forget what instances is. No. I can't remember how to bring up the stinking... It's over here somewhere. Instance Finder panel. I don't remember the keyboard control to open this up. But you can go into the Instance Finder, and I don't really have anything here yet because I'm still low level. But like once you get to level 20 and you can unlock skirmishes and all the instances and everything else, you'll start getting access to the dungeons. And those dungeons all have their own storylines, and that's a whole nother level of challenge that's there as well. So the thing is there's so much here that I've played this game. I was talking about this earlier. I've played this game since it launched. I still don't have a max level character, and I've never finished. I'm still have never been to Mordor. Like I have a character in Osgiliath. Like he's level 100, 500, level 106. My lore master. And it's because I'm constantly going back and trying out different areas that I didn't see the first time around. It's like my brother's like, hey, do you want to play lotro? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to play lotro. And we go play for a few months together. You know, I'll spin back around and check out an update. When the Yondershire came, I went and checked out the Yondershire, did the pub crawl of the Yondershire. Like, there's always something to explore and someplace to go. And it's the only MMORPG that we currently have of Lord of the Rings. So it's the only way that I can get my Middle-earth fix. And until the game goes sunset, you know, I'm going to spend as much time as I can in these areas when I go there. So I've never been worried about the leveling or the difficulty or the challenge. I'm just happy to be able to get a chance to live and breathe Middle-earth and to be able to go have fun and play in this fantasy realm that I've known since I was 5 years old and first read The Hobbit. So, but I do realize that my take on it is not everyone's take on it. Like I said, I focus on story first. Other people are very much focused on, you know, we got to have that challenge. It levels too fast. There's too many experience. We're going too quick. We need to slow it down. I'm missing all the stuff. There's alts for that, you know. That's why I have so many alt characters. Is it's like, yeah, maybe I want to do the Lone Lands this time, but next time I want to do North Downs. Or maybe I don't want to do either one of those. I want to go do Evendom and do that. Maybe I'll go do... I can't remember the name of the... you can get them on the mount. There's a new mount that takes you to those places. They're like war quests. I cannot remember what they're called. That's a whole nother way to level your character too, which is related to these... they're like... They send you off to these like war camps, and you do like missions for the war camps, and I cannot remember what those quests are called. But they're another type of mission that are kind of like skirmishes that you can go off and do. There's so much different stuff you can do here. So I think the stone was more relevant before landscape difficulty for the people who wanted a challenge out of the game, because now they can just go adjust their difficulty and get out of it exactly what they want without feeling the need to level lock. But I've never worried about great quests. There's even an option here. We turned it off the other night, and I gotta remember how to get back to it. I think it's under the UI. There's something in the UI settings for tracking trivial quests, I believe. And I'm gonna go try to find it. I can't remember if it's under here or not. But it makes sure that you always see, show trivial quest icons and radar. It's right here in the options underneath miscellaneous. It's off by default. I turn that on because I want to see every single quest show up on my minimap possible so that I don't miss the quests. Perfect example of this. I've played this game a long time, right? So here in Bree, I'm not going to show it right now because we were there earlier in the stream. In the south of Bree, down by the auction hall, there's a place called the, it's where the shade comes out at night. It's like the Hunter's Lodge, right? I have no recollection of the Hunter's Lodge at all. The quests I got from those NPCs, I remember the quests, but I don't remember getting those quests from those NPCs. So they've moved those NPCs, I think, over there, called they call them it's the Hunter's Lodge quests, and they give the Men of Bree faction, and there's a building there which you need faction to get inside. I think we actually have that faction. We can go check that out in a little bit. But the thing is like, I've played this game since launch. I have no recollection of that place. And it's like, even if it was gray, I would be like, oh, this is awesome. I've never seen this. Let's go do these quests. Like, let's find out what this is. I don't remember this because I never know what it's going to lead to. It could be a really cool quest line. It could be a really cool cosmetic reward. Everything you get in this game can be used as a cosmetic. It might be a housing reward. And if you get into the housing in this game, it's really deep, especially if you get into the premium housing. There's layers upon... It's a 17-year-old game, so there's so much to do. I would say don't... And I would say just don't worry about any of that. And just think of it like creative mode. And go just immerse yourself in the world and story. And now I need to scroll down because I know you wrote an answer, and I was ranting for so long. Spot on, says Arger. Thanks for taking the time to respond. 100% feel the same about how I'm approaching Lotro. I hit 20 last night and then focused on some crafting and a few quests, which took me to 24, but now I want to go back to the Dunedain storyline, so I'm going back to Swanfleet, for example. Absolutely, that's a great way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. Take your time. The writing in this game, the people who have written and worked on the writing staff for this game deserve every praise. They've done a great job over the years. It's got novels, multiple novels length worth of dialogue, if I said that right.